Alright, today we are going to be reacting to the Path of Exile class guide. Actually, I'm interested in playing the game, so I wanted to learn about which class I will be picking. So without further ado, let's start it.
Which class is the best one for you in Path of Exile 2? With the early access for this new ARPG opening up on December 6th, I wanted to go over the available
It's already
six
out.
classes.
Today is 7th of
Monk and the Witch
December.
With an army of undead to help you pick the best one for your playstyle.
Alright.
Thanks to Path of Exile 2 for sponsoring the video. You can check out the game's early access on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S via the special link in the video description. A quick housekeeping note regarding the footage, by the way. Some of it is from an older build, which gives you 5 potion flasks.
It's older build.
This was later changed to the 2 flask system, which looks like this, so that's what you'll see in early access.
2 flasks.
To avoid any confusion. Before we get into the specific classes, it's good to note that Path of Exile 2 skill system is extremely versatile.
Oh wow. Jesus Christ.
You can reach any part of the game's
what the hell is the skill tree here?
Your choice of class simply determines your starting point. So if you find yourself torn between 2 classes, there's a high chance you can make a hybrid of the 2 work with some creative.
I hope you can reset these skill points at some point.
With 2 specialized ascension classes for each,
6 classes and it ascension, 2 ascension classes.
But let's dive into the first class that will be in early access, the Monk. These melee fighters use a quarterstaff as their main
weapon. Is this a monk? Doesn't look like a monk to me at all.
Monks also make use of a mechanic called power charges.
Power charges?
With certain skills gives you a charge that empowers another skill. So
oh.
The Killing Palm skill is a melee attack with a short dash that instantly kills any target.
So it's like a lancer,
thanks to this mark,
even though the monk is using the staff here.
If you then use the normally short-ranged lightning attack Falling Thunder, it consumes the charge to massively expand the area of effect. Another cool example of skill synergy is the Tempest Bell, which drops a
it uses a lot of lightning attack.
The field that you can hit with attacks to cause powerful shockwaves. If you hit the
bell, it's a bell.
Mental attack, the shockwaves will also become.
Reminds me of a hunting horn from Monster Hunter.
Shock or ice attacks. The Monk is really mobile too, because while every class has a dodge roll, the Monk also has attacks that include movement, like Whirling Assault, that lets you perform a series of swiping attacks while you move forward.
It's very versatile, it seems like.
Attack, making it both a powerful offensive tool as well as a good way to
personally, I'm not very super comfortable of diving into the enemy or a cluster of enemies with a melee class.
Each class also has 2 ascendancy classes during early access launch, which are specializations that need to be earned by completing ascension trials, which you can find throughout your adventure.
Ascension trials.
You get the choice between the Invoker and the Acolyte. The
Invoker
is more elemental focused and
elemental monk
to trigger an avatar state to massively increase your elemental damage.
Oh wow.
Gains access to a special resource called Darkness that can spend to either increase their damage or improve their defenses. But if you really want to dip your feet into the dark and occult, then the Witch is the class for you. She can shoot out a barrage of bone shards, curse enemies to make them weaker, and even spread negative status effects with the Contagion spell. Her main feature
I might just go with a Witch.
Summon a bunch of minions to help out in combat. So
wait, what? Isn't this a necromancer?
The Witch is perfect. Some spells, like Unearth, will summon temporary minions from enemy corpses, which are quick to summon, but generally only strong in numbers.
Damn, I think Witch is the one I wanted to play.
Affected by a status effect, their corpse will spawn a minion that also applies that debuff. But the real core of your army is made up of permanent minions, who automatically resummon themselves after dying, so you can focus on casting your other spells. This costs a special resource called Spirit, which basically functions like a budget that you can spend on powerful buffs or
basically your MP, isn't it?
Minions. While you have a variety of skeletal warriors you can summon, you also have a spell called Bind Spectre that allows you to capture the soul of an enemy and use it as a minion.
Oh really?
Minions also have a command skill, like being able to detonate other minions who are at low health, so they basically double as extra skills too. The Witch also has access to one of the coolest ascendancy classes in the game, the Infernalist. This allows you to summon a Hellhound that burns nearby enemies, but you can also transform
it's a fire puppy.
Demon yourself, which increases damage taken, but also massively improves the witch's damage and cast speed. And you can also choose to become a blood mage, spending health as well as mana for every spell cast, but each enemy killed drops life fragments that allow you to heal yourself.
Oh,
by the way,
okay,
if you
interesting.
enjoyed the video so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Alright, I will.
You can already see how different these classes are, but the most unique one, and the one I'm personally most excited to try, is the Mercenary.
Mercenary?
This wielding class overwhelms their enemies with a variety of gadgets, firing modes, and ammunition.
Seems like an archer, or maybe just crossbow.
Heavy single target bolts like a sniper, a rapid fire like a machine gun,
or
even shoot a close range
another long range class.
Can all be enhanced with elemental ammunition like frost or incendiary that can add some really cool effects. Rapid fire frost bolts leave ice crystals on the ground that slow enemies that walk over them. Incendiary shots can ignite gas clouds from grenades.
Okay.
Ice ball with
Damn.
a frost sniper bolt, then switch
Seems way too complicated for my simple brain.
So as you can see, the Mercenary really rewards tactical play and good positioning. Crossbows can even be modified with a variety of attachments like launching explosive grenades or flashbangs. The Mercenary also has two really interesting ascendancy classes, the Witch Hunter and the Gemling Legionnaire.
Witch Hunter
increases your defense against magic attacks, but it also gives every enemy a 10% chance to blow up on death, double that if they're a demon or undead, to stick with the class's theme.
Interesting.
While it's a bit more complicated, I expect the Gemling Legionnaire to have a ton of potential. It basically allows you to equip more active skills and more support gems to modify those skills, while also giving you buffs for each of those gems you have.
So it gives you more choices.
A bit more traditional, and if that's the case,
what is this?
No further than the Warrior.
The muscle brain.
Of AoE slam attacks to deal with groups of enemies, but they can also play more defensively by equipping a shield in their offhand. These are more than just a cosmetic and a stat, by the way, as you can raise your
You do have a shield, okay.
To block all frontal incoming damage, and this
also
applies to shield skills like a forward charge. As you'd expect, there's a ton of synergy between warrior skills, like you can create a
basically can be a tank if multiplayer is a thing in this game.
You have a variety of war cries, like one that busts the next slam attack with an extra aftershock, or one that marks nearby enemies, which means they'll blow up on death. And if you
it just gives me anxiety seeing myself being chased by so many enemies.
This allows you to wield two-handed weapons in one hand, so you can use a two-handed weapon and a shield, or dual wield two-handed weapons. It also doubles the stat requirements of
you can dual wield the weapon, huh?
But yeah, the Warrior is the class to pick if you want to be upfront, slam down hordes.
Nah, I don't want to be upfront. As I said, it gives me anxiety.
Warbringer and the Titan. Warbringers allow you ancestral spirits to help you in battle or encase your body in jade to tank incoming damage.
Oh, you can summon something?
A full-on bruiser, giving every slam attack a chance to trigger an aftershock, increasing the stun damage of your attacks and increasing your damage against
interesting.
Now let's look at a class with a bit more finesse, which is the Ranger.
Archer. Ranger.
It's a ranged class, this time using a regular bow, and it trades raw firepower for more maneuverability, as the Ranger can fire any basic arrow attack while moving. You also have a wide array of elemental attacks, including shock arrows that can bounce between enemies or can be stuck into the ground like a mine and explode when another shock arrow bounces off of them.
So now how is this different from the Mercenary?
Out of danger like Frost Escape, which includes a large leap backwards. And as a Ranger, you also get to invest in poison damage and from Mother Nature. You can place special plants that latch onto nearby enemies, slowing them down and also spreading any poison stacks you apply to the plant to linked enemies.
Seems like a Ranger's poison focused, and the Mercenary is like thunder focused.
But if you hit the perfect timing on the release, you'll deal a guaranteed critical hit. If you want
definitely not a Ranger.
Class even more, then the Deadeye Ascension is the way to go.
Deadeye.
An extra projectile to any of your skills, increases movement speed while hitting enemies, and it makes sure your arrows never miss.
Never miss?
The accuracy stat is no longer required. For a more unique twist to the class, you can pick the Pathfinder Ascension.
Pathfinder?
To spread poison between enemies, the Pathfinder fighter also has access to a variety of dangerous concoctions that they can throw at enemies. Beware though, these concoctions take charges from your healing and mana flasks, so you need to pay close attention to your resources when playing this class.
Okay.
And finally, the 6th available class in early access is the Sorceress.
Sorceress?
Mage that has access to a wide variety of frost, shock, and fire spells.
Ooh.
These elements can enhance each other as well, like a firewall enhancing any lightning bolts that pass through it with
Jesus Christ.
Or you can go completely all out with Mana Tempest. This creates an area which drains your mana, but also empowers all spells cast while inside the zone. The Sorceress also has access
resource
to
management is a key,
which allow you to cast certain spells for free after a certain trigger.
Ooh.
So for example, you can use the Shock Trigger gem to drop the powerful combat spell for free after shocking a certain number of enemies. Now the Sorceress is not the strongest defensive class, and while spells like Ice Nova can help you get out of danger, you need to take survivability into account by equipping Arctic Armor, for example. Like the Witch's permanent summons, Arctic Armor is a buff that takes up Spirit, which means that the effect stays active as long as you have it equipped. It forms these icy shards around the Sorceress when she stands still, which then freeze enemies that attack her. Also good to note is that the Sorceress's weapons, like staffs, come with a free spell, so you can keep casting even if you run out of mana.
Wow,
Sometimes
that's
the
good.
spell is
I like that.
Fireball projectile, but other times it can be a more supportive ability like Unleash, which triple casts your next spell. And if you want to move more into elemental mastery, then the Stormweaver Ascendancy class has everything you need.
Stormweaver?
Elemental storms on a crit to converting other damage types to shock damage. If you want a specialization that helps with surviving, then the Chronomancer will allow you to stop time, jump time, and reset your health and mana, and even reset all your current cooldowns with Time Snap. Thanks again to Path of Exile 2 for sponsoring the video. Remember to check out the game on Steam, the Epic Store, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S via the special link in the video description. Let me know what class you'll be playing in the comments. Subscribe to not miss.
I think I am pretty much settled. I'm either playing the Witch, which I kind of wanted to be a Necromancer, or with the Sorceress, shooting out the, flashy magic, casting all of these magics. Although the person said that, they are not the best in terms of defense, so if I'm playing solo, this might be a problem, trying to survive. But it is what it is, so, okay, cool. And thank you very much for watching, and if I decided to start playing the game or stream, I will see you there. Hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.